What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Repeat, John Doe has the upper hand.
Today, we have something that I have been waiting for not a very long time. I was actually told 2 to 3 weeks, and I think it's only been a week and a half. I can't remember. Hannah knows. Only a week and a half. But this is a huge puzzle piece, and if you can't tell by the tape, I'll open this for you and show you what it is. Now, I have been wanting one of these for quite some time. The boys convinced me to buy this stuff. Luckily, we were able to get a pretty rad partnership, actually. But most of the stuff we have on the car, the boys convinced me to get, besides the V8, because we all equally hate V8s. LSs are trash. But this was something that was very, very heavily pushed by Franklin mainly. I wasn't gonna do it, and then we started talking about positioning and putting weight in certain areas and things like that. And so I was like, all right, fine. And we bought something crazy that's super dope, and I'm really excited, and I've never seen one of these in person, up close, and be able to get my hands on one. But I finally did. Was finally able to get partnered up for the 2019 season with the dudes from Radium, bro. This is a fatty fuel cell. It's a 15-gallon. It comes with instructions. It says, "Don't be an idiot." That's pretty good, pretty good. Doesn't actually say that. Ooh, look at, ooh, Micah Diaz got my name on it, bro. Oh, it's super sick. Super, super dope. This is a 15-gallon. You're probably like, why so much? And the reason is because we don't want to have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on filling up the car. We want to be able to put a good amount of fuel into the car and have it have a decent amount of weight added to the car, because we're going to be placing this in the back of the car, which means we'll get some weight over that rear axle. It's not very deep. It's more just like big. Radium Engineering jumped on board. We have a surge tank in here. It has a pickup pump that goes into the surge tank, and the surge tank has 2 pumps that will out to the front. And so we'll have to run a vent hose. This is a return hose. And then these are your 2 surge tank pumps right here. You can see it says surge. And then the wiring, they make it very, very simple. Positive wire, negative wire, positive wire, negative wire, positive wire, negative wire. Now we only have 2 in here, so I believe we'll only be using 1 and 2. We don't have 3. And then this is your lift pump here. So that's pretty freaking clean. Everything is on this top piece here is nice and laser engraved. The boys over at Radium set us up with this. I pretty much told them, hey, I want to make 700 wheel horsepower. What would work with that? And they were able to just go, this is the best setup for that setup. Put it all together. I picked out the fuel tank size. So this whole size of this is my own doing. So if it's too big, sorry, Frankie, I don't care. I like it. But we picked the size, and we will try to figure out how to get it in the car and set it up to where it's at its best position in order to balance out weight. And I think what's going to end up happening is this will sit right above the differential in the back seat. The radiator will lay flat probably right in front of this, and we want to go. I really admire Stefan Papadakis and his style of building the car and the way that he takes everything really serious and, you know, low center of gravity and all that stuff. You can go to the Hoonigan channel and watch the build breakdown on Osbo's Corolla with Stefan like walking you through the whole thing, and it's just like unreal. It's super dope. The guy's just a genius. As far as like car building goes, I idolize that guy for sure. And obviously Osbo as a driver. The way that they laid the radiator over in the back seat and pull air from the bottom of the car, and just the way the whole system's set up is super dope. We're gonna have to get this in the back seat of the car and figure it out. What we have that came with the system is the fill portion of this. This will actually has a hose that goes on here, and then we have a remote fill spot, a filler area. So we have a hose that'll actually slide onto here, which is the fill point, and then that'll come up to a remote fill with a cap on it that Radium also supplied us. And so we can put this in the trunk, and we can have that hose run up to the back window or something where we can dump fuel into it without having to mess with the quarter panels or have any kind of fuel points on the outside. It'll all be inboard instead of outboard. And so if we can keep most of the weight on the inside, side inboard with this fuel cell, with the quick change in the radiator. If we can kind of keep it all above the rear axle, that's exactly the goal. I think this is going to be super dope. I'm excited to kind of put it in the back of the car and start messing with positioning. So this will probably go, with the size of this, it'll either go up in the back on the trunk, or it's gonna sit nice and flat in between the two rails of the BMW, which are cut off. So we'll build our own carrier and stuff for this setup. Man, I'm just really excited. I'm like nerding out because now my brain's racing on what I'm gonna be, where I'm mounting this, where I'm mounting that, because we really just need these big pieces. We needed the fuel cell, really just the fuel cell. We needed the fuel cell mainly to figure out what was going to go where based off of this. So the fuel cell is going to pretty much push where everything else is going to go. I think that if we're going to go for lower center of gravity, this is going to go in the trunk. But the only problem is that we need to be able to access the quick change differential. The only problem with mounting this in the trunk is having access to the quick change differential. And so if there's some type of space here that we allot to slide off the quick change cap, but also not wanting to mount this too far back to where when we get into incidences with the wall or with other drivers or whatever we're going to be doing, because we're pushing the limits of the car. And you really want this whole back section of the car to kind of crumple, but we'll have to build a strong structure around here that doesn't bend. This is the front of the car, is that way I'm kind of sitting in it, I'm in the trunk, standing in the trunk. We'll build a strong, really strong structure to hold this, and then off of that will be built the bash bar and like thinner metal stuff. I think it's gonna be sick. I'm super excited. So this is either gonna go where the spare tire holder is, like in your street car, or where they normally are in the E46 chassis, or it's gonna go right above the differential so we can have some weight there. I just don't want the weight to get high. I want to keep everything really low and inboard. I'm freaking excited. I'm super stoked. Thank you, Radium, for helping us out for the 2020 Pro 2 season. This car is going to be ridiculously dope, and I cannot wait to get it put together and show you guys more of what we got going on. I'm telling you, this car is going to be like... Here's where the Hail Mary is, because it's a pretty sick car. Missile Mary is definitely like missing a lot of hardware, like as far as big engine, trans, diff, and all that stuff that I really enjoy and like. This is where the Pro 2 car is going to be. It's like a lot better than the Pro-Am car, and this is just going to be sick. So I'm really excited. Huge shout out to Radium. Thank you guys so much. This is going to be dope, and I'm excited. And all right, I'm going to bed.